There's so many reasons you want to avoid probate once you pass away. I have plenty of examples of them. One of the more recent ones was a gentleman who passed away with no estate plan. So we had to go to probate, and we had to look at the Nevada law to determine who would get his assets. Unfortunately, he did not have a spouse, and he did not have any children. He had a 90-year-old mother who has dementia and lives in Mexico. That, under the law, was the heir. Even though he had 6 other siblings, they were underneath the mom because by Nevada law, the mom's going to get it all. I didn't know the gentleman, but I suspect that he did not want to give all of his money and all of his stuff to his 90-year-old mother in Mexico who has dementia. However, because of the law, that's what we had to do. It took over a year to get through the probate process. It costs a lot of money on my fees, and then he also had to pay an administrator. His estate had to pay an administrator to administer the estate. And then at the end of the day, we got a lump sum for the mother, and we had a problem because it's a foreign country, and without going into any specific details, it was very difficult to get the money to her from the United States. We had to put our creative thinking hats on in order to get it there. So the lesson here is, if he had even had just a will that said who got his stuff, we would have avoided some of this. Yes, we still would have had to go to court, but at least the person he wanted would have gotten his stuff versus the person in Mexico. And we don't even know, frankly, if she ended up getting all of that money because of the different laws in different countries. So it's very, very important. I always say, at a minimum, please get a will so that the court knows who you want your stuff to go to when you pass away, so that the court doesn't have to rely on the statute to determine where your stuff is going. It also would have made sense if he had an actual trust. We could have avoided court altogether. It wouldn't have taken a year to get through. We wouldn't have had to pay attorneys. We wouldn't have had to pay administrators. The stuff could have literally gone to whoever it is he wanted it to go to via the trust. So it is very important to get an estate plan in place, even if you don't have a lot of money. You can have just a simple house, and that's it, and a couple bank accounts, and it still makes sense for you to have an estate plan if you care at all about the people that you're leaving behind.